what's up? It's just Nick, WBLS, and I'm excited to have this legendary dynamic duo hanging out with me today, the one and only Kid and Play.
Me.
What is going on? Blessings.
What's wrong with you?
That's the dynamic duo noise.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. That's our new theme noise.
I don't know. Yeah.
No,
Hey,
that
what's
noise
happening?
matches with our pants. I love
Right.
our pants.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You
Yeah.
know, one time for the culture. One
I
time
love
for the
those
culture.
pants.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for dropping through. First of all, let me just say kudos to you for everything you have brought to the culture, to the industry, to the movie scene. You know, when you first made House Party, did you ever think that it would become such a huge staple in 35 years?
Nope. Nah. I mean, it was basically still a first because you had other artists that were making movies and stuff, and they didn't do too well, not the way people had anticipated to do. So when Kid and I had the opportunity to do it, truth be told, I was reluctant to. You know, it was just really interesting. Maybe Kid will get into it. Like the first time we went to a screening of it at a Jersey high school or something like that, and seeing the response of the kids. That's when it was like, whoa, we have something.
Yeah, early on, the movie had the vibe that it was something different and it was something kind of needed. But to your question, to think that it would last and survive all these years and still be quite popular with generation after generation, there's no way you could anticipate that, and we didn't. But we're certainly happy about it, and this actually being the 35th anniversary of the release of House Party. Yeah, that's kind of what we're.
Doesn't that make us a cult classic now?
I don't know what it makes it. It makes us old. I don't know, but I think it makes us something, an entity of entertainment that people have can believe in, and they have, and we enjoy it. So if it takes coming back out to celebrate these various milestone anniversaries, we're down for it because we're still enjoying the ride.
Absolutely. Play, why were you reluctant to do it?
Because being the business-minded one that I chose to be, I was looking at the history of rap married to film and theater. So Wild Style, always a classic, you know, and he had Beach Street. And then several others. But then there's a movie that was done, not a lot of people remember or forget or know of, that Run DMC did a movie called Tougher Than Leather.
Wow.
And the movie didn't do well. I can tell by your face like they did. But,
Yeah, what?
And, you know, that's pretty much how that turned out. So in my thought and theory is like, okay, if Run DMC, two of the biggest at the time, can't pull off a hit movie, who does Kid and Play think they are? And plus, we were making money we had never seen before with the success of our music and being on tours and all of that. So all of that had to come to a stop, and we had to take what I thought was a risk and a gamble on doing this movie, which I'm glad that, you know, Herbie and Kid outvoted me on, and, you know, the rest is history.
Yeah, I'm happy about that too. I must have seen it a million times and still watching it today. It is one of those classic movies that will always be relevant to today. So what is interesting is that had to be an epiphany for you, you know, to not really want to do that, but then make the sequels to it. Obviously, something had to click and say, wow, like people are really receiving us. When was that moment for you?
Well, the money helps, and the offers
There's
help.
that.
All of a sudden, he needed less convincing.
But no, it was, first of all, what I need to add to that is we were experiencing stuff we never thought, I didn't think in life that I'd ever experienced. Touring around the country with our music, and now his opportunity to make a movie. Like, okay, at least, you know, that could be part of an unthought of bucket list on the bucket list. So, you know, that was amazing to be able to have that experience. Come on, back then, what did you think of Hollywood? You know, that's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So all of those kind of things help persuade me more to like, hey, you know, let's do it. We're good. We've got foundation. We've got security. We're good. Let's go ahead and finish doing this thing.
The Kid, you was all about it.
Well, I just had a good feeling about it from the initial time we got approached with House Party, reading that script. You know, it wasn't 100% there, but I felt like it was like 70, 75% there. And I felt the combination of Play and myself, our producer, manager, Herbie Lovebug, that we could get it there. And along with the brilliant writing and directing of Reggie Hudlin.
So, shout out to Reggie.
Big shout out to producer Warrington Hudlin, his brother, so dynamic brother team.
Yeah, I had a good feeling about it, a good instinct, and luckily, I think we were right.
Does the characters like represent? Do you feel like it represented who you are, and on the regular?
I think that's what's the ingredients that made the movie the hit, because it was relatable. You know, everybody at that time, maybe still today somewhat, could relate to a house party and doing things that your parents, you know, doing things behind your parents' back. So I know I could relate to sneaking out of the house, going to the party, and I could relate to throwing parties. I could relate to every character in there. If it wasn't me that was one of those characters, I could point out in our real life individuals. So I think it was like that universally, not only throughout the country, throughout the world. And the fact that, you know, I like bringing this up, that if you notice in the movie, not once did any of the characters or any of the scenes talk about where this all took place at. Never once in the film.
Wow.
And that was the brilliance of Reggie and Warrington. Let's not do that, so that anybody watching this film could, you know, put this where they live at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was the thing of how relatable, you know, the piece and the subject matter and the theme and stuff was to everyone, especially at that time. You know, a house party. You know.
Absolutely. So, what do you remember most vividly about your first day on the set?
Wow. Wow. No problem. I don't know if I remember the first day that particularly, but I do remember the environment while we were shooting. You know, the movie took only like 6 weeks to shoot. For a lot of us, for a lot of us, it was our first movie. It was the director's first movie. It was Kid and Play's first movie, and some other the actors as well. So I think there was a genuine curiosity and energy, and a kind of, you know, we all kind of came together as a team. Everybody got along, no beefs. People rooted for one another. So I do remember that energy. The energy was something I'll never forget. I don't know that we've ever experienced it on a movie set quite that way. But I mean, I know it being our first has a lot to do with it. But I just remember a lot of playful energy and optimism. You know, we weren't sure about the future, but we weren't scared.
I love that. And then you have like the rap battles that were in, you know, the movie, which was a big thing at that time. And I feel like kind of kicked off a little bit of what we have today, but it was tasteful. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the rap beefs have changed. And
Sure.
How do you feel about the transition of it?
Again, the word relatable. Everybody knows about that part in the party where it wouldn't always be a rap battle necessarily, but it was going to be a portion in the party that someone was going to get on the mic, 2 or 3 people. You had 3 things was going to go on. The DJ doing his thing, everybody on the dance floor having a good time, really 4. You had the slow dancing. You had to have that in there.
Bring
you
that
have
back.
the rappers, and then you have the part where you move out of the way and create the cipher because the dancers are getting ready to do their thing. Those are your 4 elements that's going to take place at a party back then. But, you know, it was all about relatability and the brilliance of the powers that be, the Hudlin brothers, along with the company New Line Cinema and all of that. The fact that just be okaying these elements to represent, again, everybody who knew anything about a house party and those kind of situations, what it took to be at the party. Every time it was a party, it was always a party of the year you had to be at. Get clothes for, your outfits, all of that kind of stuff. And it was nailed, you know, and to have the crush on the 2 girls, and we represented by having the crush on the 2 young ladies and all those dynamics, the bullies, all of that. So yeah, as far as the battle, the rap battle and stuff goes, I think it was executed, directed, and put together very, very wisely and very, very on point.
For sure.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Kate.
the world had a crush, including myself, on both of you guys. And, you know, we would go back and forth trying to figure out. One day it's Play, one day it's Kid. And yeah, y'all definitely did what you needed to do. And Tisha Campbell, shout out to Tisha Campbell, AJ Johnson. You guys, have you seen them lately?
We just did something with them 2 days ago. Or the Criterion Collection is getting ready to come out with an 35th anniversary special Blu-ray and I believe an 4K version of the movie in November, matter of fact. So all of us got together on a Zoom and they filmed it with us all talking about things that people might not know or don't know that took place behind the scenes, how we felt about, like some of the questions you asked, those were addressed. So yes, we're still all close. We, you know, when we say family, we mean it. You know what I'm saying?
How's the energy? Because y'all just seem like y'all be cutting up. And Tisha's still a fool.
You
AJ
know,
too.
We all have a ball, even Bow-Legged Lou and B Fine and Paul and all of them with Full Force and all of it. We are very, and Daryl Chill Mitchell, Groove Beat Chill. That's the ingredient to a huge ingredient to our relationship is cutting up and snapping on each other. I'm always on Lou's back all the time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we
And
have
let's
fun.
talk about like the other legends that were in these films.
Sure.
Which we miss nowadays, where you can watch a film like that and there's at least 30 stars in that. Do you have any
31.
special but who's counting? 31, baby. Do you have any special memories that you remember about
You gotta
legends?
tell your bank story.
Maybe that's here or not.
Right. Obviously, all of our great cast has not made it to today, to this 35th anniversary. So we miss Robin Harris, we miss John Witherspoon, we miss Eugene Groove Allen, who was in the movie as well.
About to ruin his stomach and stuff with liquor, the
Right.
heavy drinker.
Yeah, so I mean, we miss those guys incredibly, and once again, it goes back to some of the great memories that we had working with each other. And a lot of times, people that shoot movies and television shows, they'll tell you there's so much downtime. So what happens is in those downtimes, a lot of times you really get to talk with and kick it with your co-stars. So you really get to know them. So I had an opportunity to really get to know Robin Harris. Play and Martin became very, very, very close on that set. So and these are relationships.
Martin's my cousin, by the way.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what the internet just told me a few days ago.
Stop it!
Myself and Martin
What?
are
Really?
cousins.
Oh.
Yeah, because my last name is Martin, but his first name is Martin,
I
so
can't.
people automatically
Oh,
go,
yeah,
they're
that
cousins.
matches.
Hello, y'all. But anyway, tell them about your bank story.
Okay, yeah, a quick story. Like I said, Robin Harris and I spent a lot of time together. And one day, this is how long ago this was, we would actually get checks like every 2 weeks. Like a regular
Describe
job.
it. Paper. It was actual paper
Yeah,
check.
Right. So one week we got a check, and Robin asked me, he said, "Yo, what you getting ready to do?" I said, "I don't know. I'm gonna go somewhere and cash this check, and it's Friday. Let's get busy." So he said, "Come with me." So we went with him, drove off in his 5.0, and we went to some bank in the hood, all up in the cut. And it was cool. I went up in there, and it was funny because Robin seemed to know every single person in this bank. So I'm trying to figure out what's the connection with this dude and the bank. It's actually the bank he used to work at as when he was a security guard.
Wow.
So he wanted to let him know that he was ascending, and so I
In
guess
such a public way.
Yeah, in such a public way. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know how he left that job, but there was obviously some meat left on the bone, if you will.
He created some closure.
Yeah. Oh, this was definitely closure. So we came in there and he was talking big shit. I ain't gonna lie. I told you, motherfuckers. So I just did cash my check alongside him. But that's the kind of person he was. I don't think he really, you know what I mean? I don't think it was true beef, but I'm quite sure that when he did have that job as a security guard, he was telling them that he was going to be successful and he's going to do this and that. So what better way in his mind to come back with Kid from Kid and Play than cash
I
your check.
told y'all.
So, we have a lot of memories, like that, that we hold dear, and that's part of what makes House Party not just special to the audience, but special to us as well.
Absolutely.
And it's great too because when you look at the legacy of House Party 1, 2, 3, even Class Act, Kid and I have been very fortunate and blessed to not only be a part of these careers that have become so successful, but to witness it as well. So that's a great part of the Kid and Play legacy too, is for us to contribute and to support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because even with Martin, we would go with him when he do a stand-up and stuff and support him that way, and in other ways too, behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. So that's real talk. And AJ with her acting endeavors, Tisha, same thing. The list goes on, and Daryl Chill Mitchell, he's got to be the most workingest cat, in the industry.
Yeah, the House Party alumni has done very well over the years, individually and collectively. And that's something that we're very proud of when we see some of our fellow actors, our fellow performers. We're just yep,
We knew it.
We knew it, right?
Well, you eventually knew it, but that's dope.
No, we, even with the example of Martin, we really strongly believed in him to the point where we included him in our musical endeavors. If you check out the album Fun House, he's in the skits we have in between the record when we went on tour. And with tour, we would bring him. It would be on us. We take care of everything. It took care of, food or whatever, and have him go out and say some jokes before we got on, and stuff like that. So we were acclimating audiences to prepare for this great situation that was about to happen in their lives. And the same thing with others, whatever we could do to support, because it's not only just kid and play movie, it's an ensemble, you know what I'm saying? So it's very important that people know that, see that, and recognize it.
For sure. Now, as you went on to do 2 and 3, did you guys have more creative control over these movies, and were you a part of the casting process? Like, we got to have this person in there.
Yeah, we had, we were more... yeah, we had say so.
Yeah, I think we were been fortunate from the first house party through the rest of them through Class Act. The directors and producers that we worked with were always very giving, and I think they respected our opinions. It's not like we went in there trying to bogart and talking about, cast this person or do this and that. We just had, we were all very interested in the same goal, to make the project as successful as possible. So I don't think any of our requests were that outlandish, and but typically, they allowed us a lot of leeway and a lot of times sought out our input.
Yeah, because we're in the field. They know we was out there in them streets and not necessarily places they would be. So they knew we knew hip hop, the culture, so forth and so on. So yeah.
Absolutely. It seemed like there was a lot of improv in the movie. Were there like a lot of just moments where it's just off the cuff?
I'd say so. I mean, I don't know sometimes what the final decision was. All I know sometimes was what was on the end product. Back then, I wanted to talk about it with Ken. There was something called dailies, that you would look at to see what, how things looked, what you shot that day. You don't have dailies today. But it was just interesting, like the wisdom of going back to Reggie and stuff. I always knew Reggie to say to me, how would you say it? Play, how would you say it? How would you do it? I don't remember if there would be times if he would shoot it both ways. Okay, we'll try it your way, and then we'll try it my way. Because film was very expensive then. You don't always have the luxury to, whatever. Not like you have digitally.
Yeah,
to the crew behind the Sony cameras right now.
Right. Yeah, to his credit, I think if it was a good enough idea, if it rose to the occasion, he would definitely give it a try. You want to go with what's on the paper, typically and traditionally. But if somebody had a good suggestion for a note or add-on or a substitute line, the people that we work with were always very, very receptive to that. And so if you get a vibe that there was kind of that vibe to it, that off the cuff type vibe, that's definitely was a part of it. And I think if you have that good relationship with the director, it can only elevate the project.
Absolutely. Such a classic. So do you guys still have any lines today that's still memorable for you? I'm pretty sure people walk up and say lines from the movie, right?
I want to honestly say to you that is a really great question. That's a
I get a lot of people walk up to me and go, "You've been served." Never mind. I'm just playing. No,
how about this? You are not the father.
People. No, our fans come up all the time. They want to say stuff. They want to do the kid and play dance. Sometimes it's kind of weird. They'll remember full passages of these films, and they'll know it better than either one of us. So I give them a lot of credit. But I guess it just kind of shows how important the films were to them at that particular time in their lives, and maybe to this day. So it's very flattering. Very flattering. As long as I'm not in the public bathroom, I'm trying to tell.
All right. Place we just left, it was so funny that you asked that question. It's like the person behind the glass while he's security, and this guy's like mean mugging or whatever. He's having that poker face and stuff, and he comes out, he lets me know he's coming to see me, and he comes around the thing and sticks out his foot to want to do the kickstep.
Oh,
you know
God.
What I'm saying? So all intimidation went out the window, by the way, at that point. Yeah.
Would you guys ever do like an on-camera reunion with the cast that's still here?
Why not? Yeah,
absolutely. As who's ever remaining, like Play said earlier,
Ouch.
we still have
Stay alive.
exactly right. Do your best. Yeah, no, I mean, there's still a really good, great
Take the meds.
chemistry and camaraderie. That's
Listen to your doctors.
That still exists. So yeah, we're not against that at all.
Icy Hot is okay.
I'm here for it. Obviously, working together has probably helped strengthen your friendship, your business partnerships. Can you tell me how that has evolved for you guys over the years?
Can you ask that again? I think I was daydreaming.
You was thinking about Icy Hot. It's okay.
Yeah, I think your pants.
Hey, watch slowly roll.
Dazzled and
But over 35 years, how have you guys, friendship and business relationship evolved?
I don't know about evolve. It's just, as in this business, you learn more as you go more. And it's like, as far as anything like a management or just anything to signing over something that's given over your firstborn, we don't need to do that anymore because we know better. As far as, we work and that's what we do. And right now, I can't speak for Kid, but I know for me, it's about enjoying life right now, and being able to not take life so seriously, because we've been a lot of in our careers and in our journeys, a lot have been there, done that. But as far as the business portion of it, we keep the lights on.
yeah, I mean, thankfully the phone's still ringing, as they say. And I think over the years, I think what has developed is it was there already, but I think it's kind of aged well, and that would be the respect for one another, and so that everything that comes across our desk, we don't necessarily do. We try to look at all the different aspects of it. Obviously, the conversation is important, but when are we doing this? What else is going on in our particular lives at this time? Is it something that we could table and kick the can down the road a little bit? And we try to speak honestly with each other about that. So no, I mean, as long as the communication, and it's look, we're lucky that there's only two people gotta figure this thing out. It's not like it's not
that Earth, Wind, and Fire.
We're not like Wu-Tang and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
got to split it.
Yeah,
so
you can't even figure out what M&M's is gonna be in the dressing room. So with a two-man gang, we're always usually of one accord, and we figure it out.
And another great thing I'd like to add is in this journey, we've been exposed to other areas of, let's just say, entertainment, other areas of business. And this affords us to be able to do other things, too, that helps make life interesting and enjoyable. Kid is a great comedian. He's one of the few people in my life that just really makes me laugh, brings tears to my eyes. As far as me, I have endeavors in regards to filmmaking, documentary type work and things of that nature, which was very important to me because it got to a point in life, I was like, what do I really do? What do I really like? You know what I'm saying? And what am I not doing? It's just doing it because that's what everybody else is doing. So Kid gets a chance to do his thing with the comedy and does very well with that. I do my thing. And then when we come together, this stuff business-wise helps afford us to be able to take those gambles and do those things we want to do individually when we're not together as that. And it works, So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, so the bond is still strong. You still kick it and check in with one another.
For sure.
I don't check in with him. Pause.
I got a drone over his house right now. You don't even know.
So listen, this film, obviously, again, congratulations on 35 years. It's definitely a staple and a movie that we have all watched time and time again, and including Class Act, my other favorite.
That's my personal favorite.
Is it?
It is, because the movie shares something that even brought newness to me. I didn't realize what happens with the have and the have-nots, especially when it comes to the educational system and stuff. And then it's just a movie that had a strong message to it that I really, really enjoyed. And that's my favorite. But House Party definitely is the one that's, without that, none of the other things wouldn't have taken place. Before we go, if we're about to go, because I'm feeling that sense in your tone, I got to give a shout out to East Elmhurst, Queens, and Corona. Corona and East Elmhurst, Queens representing.
Okay, that's
and
where
we
I
got to
grew
talk
up.
about why we're here, why we're with you in regards to what's happening this Saturday. But back to you.
Yes. And shout out to Corona. 11368.
Corona, the owner, they
Open
tear up where they want to. The
Yeah.
Hearst is the first. Yeah, come on, y'all. Stand up. Stop playing.
Come on. And yes, you guys are going to be out and about in the city celebrating 35 years. Where
Just
you guys going to
gallivanting
be?
all about the city. Like, what are they doing? They're celebrating something.
No, we're celebrating. We're in Brooklyn this weekend at the Brooklyn Unity Fest,
Yes.
along with Full Force, along with a lot of other groups.
Jadakiss.
Yeah,
I understand.
Jadakiss.
Faith Evans is pulling up. Little
Ooh.
Mama.
Yeah.
I know I'm leaving out one. What's going on?
Lil C's Loverbrook is gonna be lit.
Exactly. Yeah, DJ Melody, whoop de whoop. But yeah, we're always glad to dip into New York for the weekend and repay the public for all the great support they've shown us all these years.
It's just an honor to be sitting with you guys today.
Loud pause.
That's right.
Thank you. No, really.
That's
I
what's
mean,
No.
My pleasure.
This is great. A pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
All ours.
You're-
absolutely.
And I
We're
need to
hearing
know
a lot
the
about
tailor.
you.
I need to know the tailor that came up with those
You're
pants.
on the ride.
I'm loving those
Wait,
pants.
play. You the one with the jokes today, though.
It's not a
Does he like
joke.
this all
I
the
am
time?
totally serious. I like those pants.
Well, thank you. I know.
I like colors. I like things that are festive and all of that stuff.
Okay.
Thank you. That's why I wore it.
Do
I
they
told
glow
you
in the
before
dark?
the interview started. Wait, what?
Do they glow in the
No,
dark?
they don't glow in the
Okay,
dark.
My bad.
See, you showing out today.
I am. Listen,
What's
audience.
my
I mean
camera,
what I'm
please?
saying. I'm not joking. The pants are dope.
The incomparable Kid and
Thank
Play.
you.
Thank y'all
you
so much.
Thank you all. We appreciate you. And thank you
Please.
for this time.